All right, I'm going to get you started working on this worksheet called What Did the Ape Think of the Grape's House? Make sure you have this in front of you. You should also have a pencil and a ruler. What we're being asked to do is to take a look at each of these instructions. For example, number 1, write the equation of line AB. What you've got here, this symbol right here, is a geometry symbol you're going to see next year. This tells me that I need to find a dot marked A and connect it with a dot marked B. Those two dots are going to make a line. We're going to use that line to create our slope-intercept form equation, just like we did yesterday. So the first thing I need to do is I need to locate on the graph points A and point B so that I can make a line and connect those two. If I look, let's see, it looks like I have point A right here, okay, and point B right here. Okay, I'm going to zoom in on the graph a bit here and show you what I'm going to do. You need to grab your ruler because you are going to place your ruler on A and B, dot A and dot B, and you're going to make the straightest line possible to connect those two dots. I'm going to try to do it by hand because I don't have a ruler on this app I have here. Oh, not the best, but it works. We're going to make a line with an arrow on both sides connecting those two dots. Now, in order to create an equation, which is what I'm being asked to do, I'm going to have to find the slope of this line. And we know that the slope is going to be my rise, or how far up or down I go, over my run, how far left or right I go. So I am going to start to count that right now. I'm going to count that to move from A to B, I need to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's a rise of 6. And I go over 1, 2, 3. That's a run of 3. If I want to simplify, the first thing I'm going to do is check and see. Can I do 6 divided by 3? If I punch in my calculator, the number 6 divided by 3, I get 2. So the slope of this line is actually 2. Before I circle it and make my decision, I'm going to take a look at the line. If the line is going uphill from left to right, that means I take my little Miss Husak here, walk over to the line. If I'm walking uphill, it should be a positive slope. So I'm going to leave my slope number 2 here, positive 2. So I've got my slope of this line. The other piece of the formula we learned yesterday is that I need to locate the y-intercept. I need to locate what is called the B, right? So the way I do that is I scan down my y, and I'm looking for the place where AB crosses the y-axis. It crosses right here. So I need to count down from the origin and figure out what number that y-intercept is located at. -1, -2, -3. My y-intercept is -3. If I put all of those pieces together down on the line, I'm going to move the worksheet up now. I'm supposed to write the equation of AB. There's a couple pieces that are in every single equation. I'm always going to begin with y equals. The slope I found up above was positive 2. I always have that x right here. And then I go back to that y-intercept. My y-intercept was at -3. So the equation of AB, line AB, is y equals 2x minus 3. If you still need some help, you can keep watching the video. If you feel confident that you can keep going on your own, go ahead and finish without any more video help and use the answer key that's provided to you in Schoology to check your answers when you're done. if you're moving along with me, I'm going to move back up, noting that the next line I have to do is line CB. That means I'm going to reuse that dot B, but this time I'm going to connect it to the dot marked C. Let's see if we can find that dot marked C. There it is. So now I'm going to change colors, and I am going to connect B and C together to make a line. I'm going to do the best I can to go straight. You grab your ruler and make sure that you've got a very, oops, wrong tool. You make sure you've got a very straight line with your ruler. There we go. So now I've connected dot B and dot C. It's a little bit hard to see because I've got a lot of things going on. I'm going to kind of reuse the same slope that I've got. So I'm going to make this a little bit of a bolder line, I think, so that I can see it. I've got to count on the same line that I counted my other line. I've got to try to find the rise and run of these two right here. I've got to find, well, where can I write this where I'll be out of the way? I've got to find the rise over the run of my now green line. If I make this a little bit bolder, let's see if we can tell the difference with the orange. To go from C to B, I'm going to go up 2. So I have a rise of 2. And I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3. I've got a run of 3. I'm going to double check this line and make sure that if my little Miss Husak starts walking, yep, she's going uphill again. So this is also a positive slope. I also have to check and see if I can simplify or reduce it. And I don't believe that I can reduce 2/3 any further. So I'm going to leave 2/3 the way it is. Positive because it's uphill, and 2/3 because I can't reduce. Now I've got to locate that y-intercept. So I'm going to, again, start on my y-axis. I should probably move this down a little bit. Start tracing down, and this line crosses at point C right here. This is my y-intercept. If I start at my origin, I see that it crosses the y-axis at the point +1. So for this particular problem, that B, that y-intercept, is +1. Moving back down to the answers, I'm going to use those two numbers, 2/3 and 1. And I'm going to record the equation of line CB. Y equals 2/3 x plus 1. At this point, if you are able to work on your own, then please finish this worksheet using a ruler to make all of your lines very straight. Do all of the problems and check with the answer key when you're done to see if you're on the right track. If you need help in the meantime, please feel free to ask a neighbor or an adult.